What's up, guys? I'm Alan.
I'm Corey.
And welcome to CNF Films and Animation.
Well, today we are going to be discussing a film that was requested actually by Alan. It's a film that came out in limited release last year, and it's Branded.
Yes. It's a movie that has, I guess, an agenda that's showing the bad side if markets and merchandise have a mind of their own, and they just grow larger than consumers can handle, which is a rough thing. It's an odd movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is it's a weird movie for sure. I think it's a very heavily messaged film.
Yes.
This film kind of takes a look at today's society's views on fast food, on our public image,
beauty, on how we see ourselves, how we see our products, and then it goes to, or it tries to go to the extremes of each.
Mm-hmm. I will say that some of its views are a little confused.
Yeah.
But I do think that it does a decent job overall.
Yes. It is heavy on its views. Some of the ideas I could see happening if pushed far enough.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a odd turn about halfway through, I guess.
Yeah.
And it introduces these creatures,
Which, from the advertisements for the movie, that's what was shown a lot of.
Yeah,
these creatures.
So you think this is what this movie's mostly about,
And
you only see it for the last 20 minutes, really.
Yeah, at least heavily.
Yeah.
At least within the first hour,
There's
nothing. And then after the hour mark, it starts showing these weird
you get
creatures.
glimpses for about 5-10 minutes, and then it's heavy for about 10.
Yeah, something like that.
The visuals are very neat. I like from what you see. Their whole being isn't really explained. They've just,
You kind of have to interpret it yourself.
yeah.
For the most part, and I think I have it down, but I'm not entirely sure still. He's seen the movie twice, I've just seen it once.
Yeah. From what I got out of it, it's the creatures are kind of the manifest of people's desires for said product,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have the product, it kind of gets put in your base of who you are, so you want the product more.
Yeah.
And the more you buy, the stronger the creatures become. But it never says the creatures actually hurt you. They do say people were dying
Mm-hmm.
from an unknown disease, but that's just loosely tied to it. They never come out and say that that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
They do this whole thing where they switch society on its head, but it's only in what it calls third world countries,
Yeah.
which Moscow, they're Moscow, Brazil, and
Kenya, wasn't it?
Kenya. I can understand Kenya. I wouldn't call Moscow or Brazil exactly a third world country. Maybe Brazil. Moscow, I would call all of them probably second world. Moscow maybe even lower first, I would think. I've never been there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And this guy, he's a marketing genius, and he gets the fast food industry to flip these countries' images of beauty on its head
Yeah.
And which to sell their product, I can understand, but I think it would. They show like certain advertisements. But I think it would have been better if they went, I guess, more to the extremes. To show more of that to get its point across. It just says this fat and
Yeah. I do think that it does have some important. It does have some important elements to this film. This will be a film that I'm sure people will look back on and think, this does have a certain a viewpoint of today's society for its time, similar to the John Carpenter film They Live. I think that was the name of it. I'm tired. But John Carpenter's They Live kind of had a viewpoint of, I guess, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to get it wrong, I'm sure, but it kind of spoke for its time, and it still holds up today, I think, for what that film was trying to get across. And I think that's going to be similar to what this film is trying to get across.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Did you have any major issues with this film?
There are some pacing issues for there's especially near the beginning. It takes a little while to get into it. The acting wasn't bad. I did enjoy seeing Jeffrey Tambor and Max von I forgot his last name, but I enjoyed seeing those actors. Overall, I didn't really have a lot that I disliked about it, other than some pacing issues and just the overall absurdity, or not absurdity, but just kind of the overall unanswered questions, I guess, throughout.
The ending comes to mind.
Yeah, I could see it.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I guess it brings a whole new meaning to divine intervention.
Yeah, I can see it. So, do you have anything to add?
No, it has some neat ideas, neat visuals. The acting is alright. At some points it is almost absurd. The length of the plot of, I guess, the evil plot, which isn't evil, but it is because it causes people to only want what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's not exactly it, but its plot is it's more complicated than I guess it really needs to be.
Yeah.
And the way it is, pretty much the way it's introduced is the way it's killed off.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, really? Okay, it works, but they pretty much just cookie cuttered a scene from early on and put it at the end.
So what would you give this out of 10?
Out of 10, probably a 5. It has some neat ideas, neat stuff. It's there, it just didn't come through at the end, I don't think.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. I'm probably going to give this a 6 out of 10 myself.
Okay.
It's not the greatest film in the world. It's not the strongest messaged film out there, but I do think it does have some significance to our society today.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, I think it is worth a watch. I recommend checking out a DVD of it as opposed to watching it on YouTube, because apparently on YouTube
it's half the film's in Russian.
and
No, there are no subtitles.
yeah, so
Good luck following the film. That's why I watched it twice.
Yeah, so I recommend that you check it out on DVD. So tell me guys, have you seen branded. If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What'd you think of the, I guess its messages?
Did you feel they were as blatantly obvious as we did? Be sure to check out our other videos.
If you like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm Corey.
I'm Alan.
We'll see you guys in the next one.